we're back. In between each play session, or rather, before I begin any given play session, I usually take the time to review the last video to get a sense of things I was trying to figure out back then and may not have done so. There were a few things I figured out while I was away. The first we'll look at... whoops, get back in this thing. Peruse. A. I had mentioned before, I was wondering if these numbers were becoming worse as a result of lowered wisdom. I was able to confirm that that is not the case. So lowering your wisdom does not seem to have any impact on your failure rate in terms of spells. Don't think it affects your mana either, though I don't know that for sure yet. I haven't determined that with any degree of success. Another thing I noticed, we disarmed a trap at one point. That trap we disarmed gave us 10 experience points. If you remember, we disarmed one earlier on in the game and only gave us 5. So I'm assuming there is a list of leveled traps from which the game draws its options for which trap to place, and that higher level traps are worth more, and that it's a multiple of 5. So perhaps a second level trap is worth 5 experience, a third level will be worth 15, is my guess. What else did I gain? Oh, yeah, I want to mention this. I have been proven right. I'm perusing Book B. I mentioned earlier on, sometimes it seems like you gain only one spell of a given level that you're supposed to learn. I mean, here we can see right here, Cure Medium Wounds is level 11, for a Paladin at least. Chant is 11, Sanctuary is 11. We learned these individually. So I'm guessing again, let me just confirm something here. Peruse A. Let's assume for a priest it's linear. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And is that right? Let me just peruse that again. Make sure I'm right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So it should have stopped at 8. If that was the case, Book B, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I'm guessing a priest learns a new prayer at every level. The paladins do not. That's why the levels are staggered like this. But that said, we did see that he learned 2 spells at once earlier, twice. And yet here, the Chant and the Sanctuary spells are both level 11. They're both 10 mana. They both have the same failure chance, so presumably they're the same level of spell, but he only learned 1. And he learned them out of order, too. He learned the E spell before the D spell, which is unusual to me. I don't have an explanation yet. So put that on our back burner of things we're trying to figure out about the game. The other thing I learned that was... it's inconclusive. I've mentioned a few times when I'm fighting the blue guys, the frost-type monsters, that I know for a fact they can shatter potions. I've seen that happen. Obviously, they don't do it all the time, or even that frequently, but they can do it. And I was saying before about monsters, or traps for that matter, that can burn me, and I haven't been worried about the fire, because I thought it was just damage. But according to... There's a door just opened. According to the Angband thing I was looking at, Angband message board, fire can burn your spell books, and I would assume prayer books, and possibly scrolls. So perhaps it works the same as it does with the frost, but in regards to spell books and scrolls, that it can shatter those, which would mean we do have to be very wary of fire. It would make sense too. It'd be kind of a neat effect if it's the case. These guys aren't anything to worry about. They're a standard creature with a standard attack. Killed it, found something. 25 pieces of silver. There's only one other thing I recognized when I was watching the video that I want to test, and I won't do it yet because I have to find the right circumstance to test it, but I will eventually, if I remember correctly. Let's test it right here. We said earlier we were standing in a corner, we were pressing the enter key, and it was saying you tunnel into the granite wall. I was trying to figure out which granite wall. What if there's no granite wall around you? What if we stand in the middle of a room and press it? Tunnel through what? Empty air? So it does recognize that. It does appear to be trying to tunnel through something. Just wanted to try that experiment and see if we could glean any information about what's going on there. So far, unsuccessfully. I have another experiment I'll try in a minute. But not yet. Oh, there's the worm masses, right? Son of a bitch, that's where they were. Let's go to the right. Let's avoid them. You know what? We're not ready to go back to the surface. We are not ready to go down a level. Let's go up a level. Find the first staircase back down, and then we will return to the level we were just on. That's one good thing about these games is you do have an infinite space to explore, and technically you can grind infinitely, although the diminishing experience point returns definitely mean there's drawbacks to that, or there's, well, diminishing returns as defined. Next time I find, let's say, gold in the wall. Let's even say here. I'm going to switch to my shovel. I'm going to tunnel once to the west. Oh, fuck, I finished it. All right, once to the southwest to get this money. Okay, I tunneled into the magma intrusion. Now I'm going to press enter and see if... No, it said granite wall. So it's obviously not... It's tunneling to the north or south in this case. Let's go to here. Granite wall, so it's to the south. Here. Is it always to the south? Is that what it is? Is it always... If I'm standing with something to the south, it works. If I'm standing with something to the north and west, it doesn't. Alright, so apparently when you press the enter key and... is that true? Yep. When you press the enter key and you're... and it just says you tunnel into granite wall or tunnel into something, it's always to the south for some reason. I have no idea why. Pressing enter is tunnel to the south. Anyways, we're tunneling to the southwest. And we also did see, we tunneled through magma, and there was this gold here. So it is possible that behind... Yeah, that was inaccessible to the naked eye. So it is possible to find gold nestled deep in the bowels of various veins here. And if you want to take the time to dig, I guess that can be valuable. Maybe not so valuable right now that I should be wasting a lot of time doing it. I'll try and get back to a passage. But it's interesting to note that is possible. Okay, that answers that question. Treasure can be generated not adjacent to floor. Definitively. Alright. So again, we're looking for the first staircase down to get back to 400. But in the meantime, there might be some treasure / monsters up here worthy of us. And we should think about Word of Recalling soon-ish. I'm not going to go up any farther. Door crash is open. Here you go. We went in. I think we miss our turn because it... Well, we'll find out, I guess, won't we? The Novice Priest hits you. It hit us once anyway without us getting hit it. I don't know if that... It didn't say we were off balance, so maybe that wasn't a lost turn so much as just advancing forward. I didn't see what that said. There was an invisible guy that I killed. I guess that's always a good thing when that happens. Free experience, and you're not getting tormented by something that's draining your wisdom or something. Nothing there. PAG. It's my favorite spell for the priest, I think. That and the light spell, PAE. My two favorite spells so far. PAG, I don't know if it revealed anything there or not. Let's rest for a moment, get our spell points back. Or our mana. It's interesting they call it mana here. I think the first time I heard it... I mean, mana, of course, is a biblical reference. It was food supplied from God or something. Wafers that fell from heaven or something like that. Is what the actual word refers to, historically. And yet it's been adopted by so many games to represent magic, your magical pool. Not worth that much, but I'll kill it anyway. I knew, and I've obviously heard it in Magic the Gathering. That's one place that has one of those things that does that. Let's drop the main gauche, I think. Tight. You know what? I'm going to wear that small shield right now as well. Let's hope it's not cursed. Wear S. Was wearing a medium leather shield. Now wearing a small metal shield. Does the exact same same level of protection, but it at least it weighs less. Yeah, I'm curious as to the origins of mana as a reference to your magic points, your spell points. In Caverns, we actually call it spell points. I've heard it called spell points in other games. I think Bard's Tale might call them spell points. Magic the Gathering called it mana. Obviously, this does. I wonder if the original Moria did, or if it's a invisible. There's something coming through there. Yeah, invisible guy. Nope. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, invisible guy followed by a greedy gnome who stole something from me. Please don't be something I wanted. Not my prayer books and not my word of recall. That's the main thing I was worried about. I can do this. If I try to pick up this object and it lets me, then whatever... Oh, interesting. Whatever he stole... What the fuck just happened? You can't see that. That was... my security program for the computer just kicked in and booted me back to the desktop. I don't think it affected your vision at all. If I pick this up and it lets me, that means it stole something I only had one of. If I pick it up and it won't let me, yeah, it did. Then it would have meant it stole something I had two of, like a scroll or something, right? Because the only way I could pick that up is if I suddenly had free inventory slots. Welcome to level 13. I can learn new prayers. I learned the remove curse spell. So we don't have to worry as much about putting on cursed stuff anymore because we can remove our curses anytime. I think it even might... Let's do this right now. A, because we want to cast spells. Whoops, not A. PB. What is it? G. PBG. Remove curse. If I'm right. I know in some games of this nature, casting that will remove curse from every single thing in your backpack as well. If there was anything there, I think in Angband, for instance, it would say you feel like a malevolent force leaving your... Oh, fuck this guy. Leaving you. Let's blind him. No, let's try and put him to sleep. P. Oh, we can't, can we? We don't have enough mana. Son of a bitch. Alright, we're going to try and kill him quickly. Quicker than that, sir. How fast does he move? Erratically normal speed. Let's pause so he comes back to us. Crushes me, misses me. If I back off, unless I meet something else, of course, I can't back off any further. Alright, it's dead, thank God. And it dropped a dagger. I think in Angband, if you cast that and there was something cursed in your backpack, it would actually say you feel a malevolent force leave you or something like that. Let's get rid of this guy. Worst thing he does is poison us. We have no real fear of that. Let's rest to get our mana back. I think I've gotten a little looser with the F-bombs lately. I apologize to anyone whose sensibilities I may have offended. I spent 4 years in the army, and that stuff sort of sticks with you. Back then we punctuated every single sentence with the F word. It was an incomplete sentence if it didn't contain the F word at least once, or so it seems. Not sure why that should be. I'm not sure why there's a harsh linguistic filled with cuss words in most military cultures. I'm not sure why, or military environments. I guess my experience is limited to one military environment, so I guess I don't know that it's most, but it seems that way. What is this guy? Another red guy. We have enough mana to blind him now, though. Let's or sleep him. Let's try Pray. B. Sanctuary. E. He's unaffected, darn it. Did I know that in advance? Or did I learn that just now? It doesn't say anything about it. So I don't know if he's unaffected because red nagas are perpetually unaffected, or if he was unaffected just coincidentally. Like a saving throw, or maybe the spell just doesn't always work. He backed off because he moves erratically. I'm going to pass my turn so he comes back, and then I get a free attack at him, essentially. Maybe not. I guess that's not really a free attack, is it? Better than walking up to him, though, and letting him attack me first. I guess it would be a free attack if I hit him and killed him. He wouldn't get his chance to attack back. I don't know why I prefer this route, but let's go this route. Get some light in here. Let's also rest, so we're not walking around unarmed as far as mana goes. So if you meet another thing we need to try to sleep or blind, we can. If we meet the Naga again, another red Naga, we will try and blind it instead of sleeping it. Maybe that'll be more effective than the sleep was. One thing I did try to do with caverns that this game clearly hasn't done, like for instance, we looked at that spell description in the book. First of all, the fact that we have to look it up in a book instead of having that information available to us in game is a bit frustrating, but I understand the limitations of memory, etc. at the time it was made originally. You'd think they'd correct that over time. But even utilizing the information in the book, the sleep spell there, the sanctuary spell that can put neighboring creatures to sleep. It obviously isn't universally successful. Broken Teeth, I think, is worth nothing, by the way. It obviously isn't universally successful because we cast it, say, on those worm masses earlier, and one of them fell asleep and one of them didn't. Son of a bitch. But it doesn't tell you like the percentage chance. You just kind of have to guess. So for all I know, it's like a 5% chance, or it could be a 95% chance of success. I have no idea. And with caverns, I try to make sure it always spells out exactly, here's the exact rules you have, so you can make an informed decision, which is a method I prefer. Let's try and pray B. We're not going to do Sanctuary again, because again, we don't know if it failed because he resisted it, or if he's automatically immune, and again, I kind of wish it told me that. But we wanted to do Blind. Oh, Blind Creature, A. To the south. The red Naga appears confused. That worked. He's still largely attacking me, mind you. But not always necessarily. See, he's kind of just wandering around a bit. It's not saying he's attacking me, so that's a good spell to use against him. Hopefully that'll protect me a little more than just, charging in a fit of rage. Go for another 10 minutes or so here in this dungeon. I forgot we're looking for a stair down, by the way. Literally just totally forgot. Next one I see, I'll take. I may have already bypassed them. I'll go for another 10 minutes, then I'll probably end things there. Possibly for the day. I have a workout to do, and I have things I have to do tonight. So I should get started on those things. As much as I would love to sit here and play this all day, I unfortunately occasionally have responsibilities I have to tend to. Nothing there. Hungry. Okay, I thought that was a message about being attacked by something. Eat some rations. Oh, you know what that guy stole? Haha! Greedy little gnome. He got the little green mushroom. I know that because when I just tried to eat, it only gave me the option of rations that time. Last time it gave me the option of rations or mushrooms. So that is what he stole. He stole a little green mushroom from me. Southwest would be a good area to try and explore in. We can try PAG here. I don't see anything revealed. There's lots of spaces to look at to the west down here. Brown mold. Confused me. What do we know about it? Well, I can hit to confuse you and do 1 to 4 damage, but it's not that big of a threat if we can get it killed. So let's just swing at it until my confusion disappears. Alright, confusion's gone. Dead. I mean, confusion can be deadly. It's literally what killed my last character, was being confused and surrounded by those monsters. But if it's a one-on-one fight against a stationary monster that doesn't do much damage, well, it's not that big a threat, is it? Okay, let's take this down. And as I said, we'll finish this round up in a few minutes. Maybe 10 minutes or so, a little less than 10 minutes. Woven cord armor. Is there anything I want to drop to carry that? I don't think so. It's not that valuable. La 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 la. Maybe the main gauche. I do have a spruce staff and a nickel-plated wand. I should probably be trying against monsters as well. I'll try and remember to do that because we'll see what this is. That way I won't have to identify them when I get back to the surface. What do I know about this guy? I see a furry mushroom. Oh, that's not a guy. That's a bit of food. Another thing I can carry. All right, we want to identify this stuff, so let's drop. I don't really have anything I want to drop in favor of it. I will drop the medium shield. That's probably silly. If we later find out that these staffs or wands are useless, I'll come back and grab that shield. The shield's not worth that much, but I can probably get like 50 gold for it or something. And probably a lot less than that for the mushroom, but at least I'll know what the mushroom does if I can get it out and identify it. What is this guy? Yellow worm mass. Now, ordinarily, I'd be all for the idea of, hey, let's zap it with our wand or something, but for now, we want to back away from it. It's not coming, damn it. It didn't come after me. Shoot. Now I'm surrounded. I'm just going to kill them as fast as I can. They are not something I want to mess with because of their ability to drain dexterity. I thought that's what that was. Fuck. Alright, I'm going to try zapping this time. I'll zap to the west with my nickel-plated wand to see what it does. It falls asleep. Okay, it's a wand asleep. That's actually quite useful for killing these things. Maybe I'll keep using it. It falls asleep. Okay, that seems to be all of them in this direction. How about here? Up here? There's nothing up here, is there? Nope. Alright, we got them all. Well, that's a good little wand to keep on hand. Yeah, I won't sell that right away. Unless I really need the money for something. I killed something. As you can see, I just stepped off that. It said something rolled beneath my feet. I stepped off and stepped back. You don't have to just pass your turn to pick up what's in your square. You can back away and move forward again to pick up what's in your square. When something rolls beneath your feet. What is this guy? Dwarf skeleton. Literally, it's a skeleton of a dwarf. Not a dwarven skeleton that's going to attack me. I have seen animate human skeletons and animate human zombies. I don't know if I've ever seen an animate elven or animate dwarven, such thing, or halfling. I have no idea if they exist in this game. It'd be a shame if they didn't. They're taking the time to make human skeletons. Why wouldn't there be animate versions of other adventurers who came in? Or animate dwarves who were serving the Balrog or something, I don't know. Not even adventurers, but people who live down here. Or for that matter, animate dwarves, especially given this is a dwarven mine. There should be lots of corpses of dwarves about for foul necromancers, etc. to reanimate. No shortage of them, I'm guessing, in terms of corpses. Skeleton orc. It's dead. Let's rest. Just to get our health back. There's no point in tempting fate. P-A-E. It's in the game. Copperhead snake. They can poison you. Dead, though. What's this guy? Oh, no, you don't, sir. Zap. Which wand do you want to zap? My wand of sleep monster. To the east. It falls asleep. And I'll kill it. Oh, fuck, I woke it up. Or either I woke it up or the spell doesn't last long. It touched me, my purse feels lighter. It got some gold from me. I'll wait till it's closer to me and then zap it. Oh, fuck, he's going to take that ring. He did. Bandits can do that. Z. M. West. So as soon as I hit him, he might wake up. Or as soon as I attack him, rather. He's stealing my gold. But at least he's only stealing my gold and not my... Son of a... I don't need a scroll of blessing. Where did you go, you bugger? I don't know how much gold he got. I didn't really note how much I had before this. Bet he got a lot, though. I will drop the rapier in favor of the basilard. The basilard. I'm guessing it's a French word, perhaps. Basilard. Peut-être. C'est pas. Gold in the walls. Another thing I noticed when I watched my previous video is I walked right by treasure embedded in a wall, like repeatedly, and didn't see it. That's one thing the showing the veins, whoops, does cause as a problem, is that you don't always... it becomes harder to notice standouts like the money in the wall. I could keep tunneling in there, but I don't feel like wasting the time. At this level, it's not... When I find this stuff, it's not so valuable that it's like, okay, that was worth spending 500 turns digging for. Fucking bandit again. You bugger. If we find him again, I should like cast blessing on myself or something before I engage him. Maybe raising my armor class would help protect against his thieving hands. I don't know. It would protect against him attacking, but I don't know if it protects against him trying to steal. Don't know if this qualifies as a room. Yeah, I guess it would have. Alright. Well, we'll give him a few more minutes and then we'll call it a done journey. How are we doing in terms of exploring this region? We want to head eastish. Eastish. P-A-G. Nothing. Eastish will hopefully help reveal new territory. Here we go. Darn it. That bugger is waiting on the other side of the door for me, isn't he? Oh, he has a mage. Okay. Novice mage. I don't care about you. You're not as frightening as a bandit. Maybe I'll blind that bandit if I see him again. Sounds like I'm plotting revenge. Maybe I'll blind that man if I see him again. What am I using now? Okay, it is the right thing. Okay. I'm starting to get luckier with finding treasure behind treasure. Maybe that doesn't happen so often when you're at lower levels. That's gems in the wall, I believe. If we look to our east, garnets. It's in a quartz vein. So let's dig that out. There seems to be a hierarchy of the value of treasure you can find. Copper being the lowest, then comes silver. Then perhaps garnet's next, I don't know, and then gold. I'm guessing maybe might be platinum or something later on. I have no idea. But or rubies or something, I have no clue. But there is a hierarchy to how valuable the treasure is. And it doesn't differentiate. It's not like you have 27 silver pieces and 33 copper pieces. It just translates it into how much gold value is there in this and gives it to you, which, given the style of game it is and the simplicity of the game, I think that's a great thing. A locust staff. Let's drop something. Locust is just a descriptor, I'm sure. It's not like automatically a staff that summons locusts, say. It's a locust staff. Let's drop V. Drop the... no, I don't want to do that. Because I actually am going to get a light crossbow or something when you come back out. Let's get rid of the woven cord armor. Sorry, sir. Sorry, Mr. Armor. And now I have 2 staffs I do have to try. Although we're pretty much officially up on. Let's see if there's anything in here to use our staff on. I guess let's just try these staffs quick, and then we'll call it a day. Let me put myself. I don't think it matters. I don't zap these things. Hard to assess what a diagonal is, eh? In this weird little aspect ratio where the tiles are taller than they are wide, it's hard to tell what qualifies as a perfect diagonal. Nonetheless, let's just try and use our staffs really quickly. The spruce staff, what did it do? Darkness surrounds me, so that's a shitty staff. And then let's try and zap instead the locust staff. Had the opposite effect, so we're going to drop, before we forget, let's drop the Staff of Darkness. I don't think we can sell that for anything. It's just a bad staff to own. But hey, at least we identified it. We won't pick it up in the future. And we'll pick back up the armor. We'll kill this guy to be done with it. Giant red frog. And that's it. All right, we're calling it a game there for now. A recording there at any rate. Possibly a day. I don't know if I'll return later. I do have a few hours before I have to leave, so I may fill in some time later on with another half hour of gameplay. But I really have to go do things that are more adult in nature. And by adult in nature, I don't mean pornographic. I mean responsible. So I'll see you. Have a good day.